Here we go. Trigger warning, spoiler alert. Oh my gosh, put away your Yelp, Karen. You're listening to the Tom Kelly Show. This is going to be different from my normal depressing self-help format that so many of you have become accustomed to and crave. We're going to have a little bit of fun, but we're also going to explore a deep topic, Yelp reviews. As you guys know. Oh, by the way, let me tell you who's in the room. If you're watching on YouTube, you can only see me. So podcast listeners, you're not missing anything, but I am in the room with my good friend. Do I need a code name for you?
No. You can say, yeah. You
Jeremy. We'll just say Jeremy for now, because we may reveal some things about him. And we're going to call him the 2-star general for the remainder of this show. And we'll explain why in a minute. Yeah. 2-star general retired. 2-star general retired. And my nephew, Nico, who in general is not allowed to listen to this podcast. And if he does, he, like all family members, have been told, I love you. I care about your opinion. Therefore, I don't want it. And I've explored all these issues on the podcast. Though, by the way, he does love Tim Dillon. So if anybody knows Tim Dillon, there's a podcast he listens to more than his own uncles, right? Do we agree with that, Nico? Yeah. Yep. Okay, good. Jeremy, the 2-star general, is in town. Jeremy works for a big company. We're not going to say what for legal reasons, but Jeremy is, and also is an Army veteran. Jeremy's the kind of guy we want all of our nephews to hang out with, but that's not why we're having Jeremy on the show. Jeremy, what's your biggest accomplishment besides fighting in two wars?
Well, getting elite status on Yelp.
By the way, he did not name his successful marriage and 3 children.
You just set me up for that. I should have known there was going to be a setup. Like, you had that pre-planned. You've done that before. I do want to say that, before we go into, I walked right into that one. That was like too easy. And I got a feeling I need to really think of my responses before I move out. But I do want to say, I want to make sure on the 2-star side, right?
Okay, well, first, so let me set this up. So Jeremy was a lieutenant colonel in the Army.
Right,
he's not stealing valor, because that's very important.
Right. I want to make sure
to people in the military. But when we get to what my nickname is for him, 2-star general is better than the angry lieutenant colonel. It just is. So Yelp review sites. I have a secret Yelp page where, in general, I give very complimentary 5-star reviews and sometimes very angry 5-star reviews. And every now and again, when someone really ticks me off, then they get the 1 star out of me. A few months ago, Jeremy, who comes into town working for a business. Okay, again, keeping it mysterious. He works for a big business. By the way, if you are watching on YouTube, feel free to guess what business you think Jeremy works for at the end of this episode. Jeremy has been a great friend during the pandemic, because all my other friends have fled the city, and his work brings him into the city. It used to bring him in once a month, and I'd have a guaranteed one nice meal out in New York City once a month. And Jeremy is a man who travels for work and travels alone. And instead of getting hookers, he enjoys nice meals, right? Okay.
Yeah, married, 6 kids, or not 6 kids, 4 kids. So
you up to 4?
That's right. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. I really should take better notes.
I do feel guilty, though. You just said I come in once a month. I actually came in twice a month. So.
But it would only call me once a month.
I think so.
Fair.
No, but that's just
fair. And also, he was coming for a solid year straight before he got bored enough to give me the calls. And Jeremy would start writing these detailed reviews of the restaurants he would eat at. Now, I took him to a restaurant near a comedy club I work at a lot, where there are often pretty girls, and I would go to after the shows, including one pretty girl I was suiting. Is that the word, suiting? No.
I guess. Is that what you say these days?
Nico, is that what the kids
That's
say?
That's like what they said.
Suiting?
That's what your grandmother said.
What do you say when you're into a girl nowadays? You say courting?
You're Tindering.
Tindering, suiting? I'm trying to slide into her DMs and her vagina. No. Okay. Whatever it is. Again, Nico does not want to be a part of this. And we're glad that frankly, that spares me from certain, what's the word? Family arguments and also child labor laws. But Nico is college age before anyone gets mad that I just said slide into a vagina in front of my own nephew. Now, we go to this restaurant that I plan on going back to. We have a fantastic bar meal, okay? And the name of the restaurant it's right near the comic strip on the east side, Dorrian's Red Hand. It was one of my summertime pandemic staples. It worked with my Weight Watchers diet. They had a buffalo chicken wrap that was only 7 points on Weight Watchers. They had vegetables, Brussels sprouts with bacon, where with a friend, you could have that bacon splurge. They had beer, and they had the American flag that my patriotic friend here even complimented. Okay. He even said, sir, that's a casket-sized flag. Who the hell says that? Okay. This is a man. I'm showing my American hero friend. By the way, again, veteran of 2 wars and served our country successfully for 20 years solid, right?
21. Yeah.
21 years. Good American, better American than me. Okay. No. Okay. He comes in. I bring him to a place a good American would love. They have a flag, people. Okay. A casket sized one. And I brought the guy who knows the difference. We go and again, we talk about all the places he's Yelped. He shows me these pictures and he's like, hey, Tom, I wrote a nice review about that restaurant we looked at. And then I looked. And again, this is a place I have been to and plan to go back again. And this man gave them a 3-star review. Now, I could call him the 3-star general, but that's not as funny as the 2-star general. And yeah, and then I call him up angry. I'm like, how the hell I want to go back there and then you justify this, Yelp Karen?
Well, I don't think the management recognized me associated with you.
But because it was. And then in this detailed review, I went with 3 friends. I went with my brother and my friend. We had, and he named each thing we ordered. So even if they didn't know us by face, forensically speaking.
Yeah, I said I was there with Tom Kelly specifically. Okay. So when he comes back in.
Oh, and by the way, another cowardly thing I do on my Yelp is I do not use my real name.
No, you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or photo.
I have a picture of a Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I will share a link to my secret Yelp in the secret Tom Kelly Show group. Are you a member of that on Facebook yet?
On your what? Secret?
Yeah, that's how I know you're not listening to the podcast either. Thanks, Karen. And this is where we can get into this. First of all, you gave a 3-star review.
Yes, I did.
And you justified it.
It was absolutely deserving. Of course, hopefully nobody listens to this. You're Dorrian friends, because then you're never going to be able
No, they're not even friends. They're just
Red Hook or whatever.
They're just bartenders in a place where I want to seduce women.
I think we talked about it, right? Like, I mean, when I started doing the Yelp reviews, I travel a lot. I eat a lot of restaurants, and you shattered my dream after this, because I said when I lived in Germany, right? Like I loved going out to restaurants and I loved food. And I was like, you know what? It would be kind of cool to be a food critic one day. I'm not a food critic, but when I joined the Yelp crew, I decided I'm going to try to give decent reviews.
By the way, he's pandering to my nephew who's behind him now, looking for support that he's not getting from
Nico,
me.
Get on my side, right? I wasn't going to use it as just this is the best or this is the worst, right? Like I baselined it and said, okay, this is a 3 stars, a good review. And, you go up from there. So that way, when you get a 4-star or 5-star, it's a legit review. And
by the way, this is spoken like an officer and not like an enlisted man right here.
This is serious stuff.
Yeah.
I'd waited my whole life for this moment
to be able to judge people with no repercussions.
That's that, right? You know what I mean? I had assessed myself as having good taste in restaurants.
Now, let's give Jeremy some credit here. Jeremy has great taste in restaurants, and I'm actually very excited that he is going to take Nico and I out to a restaurant and help us narrow down our choices. And just wait till Nico and I stick him with the tab. But or not. I just got a face. See that? That's a man who's trying to get promoted somewhere. He's like, you could call me Karen. You could call me the 2-star general, but don't call me cheap and stick me with a tab. That's where the line is. So back to us. Okay. Back to us here. So you feel a 3-star rating on a restaurant is a good thing.
Yeah, I think if you know, like when we went there, right? It was a good atmosphere, right?
Atmosphere.
I need to pull up the thing, but
pull up the review, please.
Well,
pull up the review.
I changed it though, right?
You changed the stars. Okay.
Unfortunately, no, I think you guilted me into changing the entire review. To be real,
can we give away your username on Yelp, or is that too much personal information?
That's the same thing.
What did you say, Nico? Get in here. Oh yeah, no, yeah, we don't want anybody digging into it. Though also Nico is also being kind enough.
I don't want your 3 listeners to figure that out. All right.
Wow. Wow. Enjoy that slam. Okay. By the way, my 3 listeners are 5-star listeners.
Yeah, that's right.
Even the one that isn't is a 5-star listener.
Well, I'm trying to go through here and I notice I've got nothing but 5 stars now because after that moment, I couldn't
you changed all your reviews to 5 stars after this?
But I did change a lot.
Because something happened after our conversation.
5 star. Well, yeah, you guilted me into,
So and then what happened to your elite status after you started?
Gone.
So now Yelp is punishing you for being a good person.
They probably, because I didn't review as much either, right? You just shattered my hopes and dreams of being a Yelp food critic and, maybe one day, being on some show with, I don't even know, like the Food Network, right? Like the Yelper or something like that. Maybe,
You're starting a video blog because you are a passionate.
I found it. This is what it was. I said a solid hangout with good bar food, right? So I'm saying good bar food, not great bar food, but good bar food, right? I had the fish and chips, which were okay overall. Remember, that was probably a good review.
Okay.
But good fries, but the fish was not the best, right? A great place to hang out. But not for an amazing meal. If you are looking for a place to hang out, definitely check this place out.
Let's just consider whatever Jeremy said there. That was originally a 3-star review. I'm going to compare one of Jeremy's reviews to one of mine.
Oh, okay.
This is for Town and Country Dry Cleaners in Massapequa, New York. My review reads as follows. The parking lot is dangerous. The owner spends a lot of time unnecessarily chasing people out of his 2 reserved parking spots, and then he makes the parking lot situation worse. That said, it's a local business, and I wish him the best. When I told him I was giving him 5 stars on Yelp, he said, "Who the F cares?" Other than that, I'm sure he's great. 5 stars from Tom Kelly.
There you go.
Or actually, 5 stars from Jim Kirk, because that's my anonymous name.
Jim Kirk.
Okay, now, again, that is a Star Trek name, Nico. Yes. Okay. Yeah, yes, Nico.
Put that together. Tom. So
good job. By the way, back to Town and Country for a second. That angry review I wrote is the best review Town and Country Dry Cleaners has ever got. Now. Everything else is spam. Oh, this is the other one about the Dorrian's red hand. The only reason I knew you reviewed it is you called me up and said, Tom, Yelp took a picture of my bacon Brussels sprouts and made it their cover picture.
You didn't like it first, and then you fell in love with.
But by the way, great choice. Yeah, great choice. It was 5-star food at your 3-star restaurant.
Yeah, it was probably the best dish they had.
So I guess as we close in on 16 minutes, and I see my nephew's eyes glassing over here. By the way, that's why I should start doing the podcast with a crowd more people. Is you could just start seeing people get bored right in front of you.
And then they start getting sleepy. And
yeah, well, kind of like you are. By the way, again, what are you most proud of in life? Not my 3 children.
4.
Oh, well, yeah, 4. Even worse. By the way, it also took you 15 minutes to correct that. But how about this? You could critique one of my very few 1 stars. Daily Provisions on the Upper West Side of New York City. They make a great eggs. You did give them 3 stars.
No. They only have a 3-star rating.
Yes, because of people like you.
I gave them a 5-star. The community of 226 people has given them a 3-star review. And most interesting, as you said, my picture's still their main picture.
Well, you know what I love to. Here's how I know you just slammed me. Nico, who knows he's supposed to support me, just smiled and turned his face away, so I couldn't see him laughing at you slamming the mic on me.
Yeah, well, it was a tough one.
But here's the thing with Dorrian's red hand. You're saying that they should be happy they got a 3-star review.
You know, I guess I was giving them a 3-star on their food. And you're saying, and the reality is I should probably consider the atmosphere, the whole experience, right? You know what I mean?
It was a great time. It was
at karaoke the next time we went there.
Okay.
Right. So it was somewhat fun.
So here's where I hate people who write little notes. Now, this Daily Provisions, I gave them a 1-star review because they yelled at me for not wearing a mask while they were feeding a dog inside a restaurant. And they yelled at me, and I'm like, the dog's not wearing a mask. The dog's not supposed to be here. And we can feed a dog in a restaurant. But poor Tom, who's waiting 15 minutes for his damn egg sandwich, has to wear his mask while hiding in the corner and trying to sip the coffee I just bought from you. Okay. 1-star review. I'll eventually get over it and delete that. So I guess the question is, do you go for Nico? Do you go to Yelp for Yelp? Just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you look at the reviews on the internet? Okay. And now stand next to Uncle Jeremy for a second here. Stand next to Uncle Jeremy. Okay. Say that last line again. Do you use the get next to Uncle? You got to get it. Geez, man, kid's going to be an engineer and an architect. And awesome. There we go. Going to save the world, but can't get close to the microphone. Okay. Say it loud and proud.
Yes, I use it.
Use it. What? And then what did you just use it for?
To pick a restaurant to eat lunch at.
Now, do you care if all the reviews are 5 stars or not?
I don't typically go for something under 4.
He's
2-star general.
No, but he's got a good point, right? Like I'm the same way, right? I'll use Yelp and I'll look for the top, and I try to look for the best ones. Now, again, you're right. Like if you're a 3, you're going to drop down. Well, you know what I mean? But that also is feedback, right? You got to understand that's good feedback to figure out like, hey, what do you need to do to improve so you get to be a 4 and 5-star, right? How are you going to up your game a little bit? But sorry.
Well, no, and I'm going to let you have the last word.
No.
Okay.
I just heard a funny, I wanted to, I guess I'll end it with a Elton John pun.
Yeah. Since you've just totally deflated me, why don't you close the show out too, Jeremy?
It's
general.
It's a little bit funny.
Yeah. It's a little bit funny.
Yeah. The Elton John pun.
Please.
That's it. That was it.
And I fell for that.
You're gonna edit it and all that.
No, I'm leaving that in, my friend, because you caught me falling for it. All right, folks.
But I do want to say, like I'm no longer any elite, right? I lost my complete elite status. My entire hopes and dreams of becoming a Yelper are gone and dashed. I've given up. I haven't done a review in probably 6 months, 8 months, maybe ever since. So
we're going to do a quick poll for the fans, and we're going to do this on the Tom Kelly show. We'll do this in the secret fan group that Jeremy and Nico don't know about because they don't listen to the podcast. We're going to do this on the proper fan page and on our Instagram page. What do you think? Should Yelp reviews be honest? And that'll be across the board, wherever you can find Tom Kelly Show. Give us your opinion, people, because apparently people care about them. Yeah, get in the microphone, Nico. Yes, get in, Nico. What's your opinion? I'm trying not to put pressure on you. Yeah, get right in there. Get right into that mic. COVID's cured. You could do it.
Honest with the review, but generous with the stars.
That's the closing. That's the closing. Honest with the review, generous with the stars. That's why that kid is going to be the one who puts me in a good home one day. Right there, my nephew Nico. There's the wisdom from the mouth of babes into the ears of 2 boobs.
There you go.
You could be a boob too.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Magic mirror time. Really quick shout outs to the Marcellas, who I hope will listen now that I have the 2-star general on. Quick shout out to Charlie, who I know has not listened to a single episode of this, but I know will listen. Yeah, Charlie's out fighting wars and saving America right now. Or doing whatever it is they do wherever he is, or he's, I don't know, in an office, but whatever it is, he's doing something
Savannah,
important.
Georgia, drinking.
Okay, don't give away secrets. I can't give away where you work, and you're giving away Charlie's geographic location. All right, the show's way over what I like it to be. Good night, New York.